Innsbruck was settled over 3,000 years ago. Today the city attracts many students and winter sports tourists. And it is home to the oldest workshop in Austria.
Herr des Himmels und der Erde, die ganze Schöpfung verkündet dein Lob. Sieh auf das Werk unserer Hände und segne dieses flüssige Metall, das für den Guss einer Glocke bestimmt ist. Leite seine Folge.
At the Grassmayr bell foundry, bells have been produced since 1599. The secrets of the trade are passed on from one generation of the Grassmayr family to the next. For Johannes Grassmayr, his profession is an almost mystical craft.
Many people aren't aware of what a bell constitutes. It does more than just chime the hour, send out messages, or warn about storms. It's deeply rooted in our heritage and our life. It chimes at the baptism, then the wedding, and finally the funeral. Not many people know that bells are actually musical instruments with many different tones that can be very atmospheric. The larger the bell, the deeper are the partial tones. And people say that large bells have a more humble sound. That already shows that the chime of a bell isn't just a sound or music, but that it moves people.
Johannes Grassmayr was born into the profession. When he and his brother Peter took on the bell foundry, he realized that tradition wasn't enough to ensure the survival of the company. Many new competitors from Eastern Europe already made bells at a much lower price. He knew that he had to take the bull by the horns.
We mustn't try to make the cheapest, but should make the best bells in the world. Accordingly, we felt a great desire to make the Stradivarius of all bells. But we also employed a different tactic. We looked at the old books about the trade belonging to our ancestors, and it was exciting to see what materials they used to make the bells. The most important material is clay, into which calf's hair, shredded barley, horse dung, beer, and sugar molasses are mixed. Those are the ingredients for the right kind of clay.
Clay is shaped into the bell casting mold. The ingredients must ferment for 6 months to gain the right consistency. Embellishments play a large role. Religious motifs are to fend off evil powers.
We have an archive with images. Some of them are probably 300 to 400 years old. There are many holy figures, as for example, Holy Francis of Assisi. The bell is actually not just a musical instrument. It's a spiritual instrument. And we're convinced that the images and texts on the bell are sent out as a message through the bell's chime.
In the workshop, the sculptors make shapes out of wax. Angel heads, the outlines of cities, holy images. The Grassmayers not only produce bells for Catholic churches, but also for Protestant and Orthodox houses of worship, and even for Buddhist temples. The first bells were made in ancient China. They were only brought to Europe in the 6th century by Irish missionaries. Today, they're an integral part of Occidental heritage. Today, another bell is due to be cast. For 6 hours, a copper and tin alloy will be heated in the furnace, up to 1150 degrees.
Casting bells is more than just producing something. And as bell casting is the culmination of our work on the bells, it's a great ritual.
Des Werdeganges von Glocken ist das wie ein großes Ritual. Es kommen von überall her die Leute, für die
People from all around, for whom the bells are being made, they come to pray for the bells to turn out well. So we pray together that they will give pleasure and peace to many people in future when they chime.
Johannes and his staff are protected from the fiery masses by protective clothes made of heat-resistant Kevlar material, a synthetic fibre from aerospace research. They stir the liquid metal with long poles made of alder wood. This brings locked-in bubbles to the surface, which would make the bell porous and ruin its sound.
They're moist tree trunks. They burn up when they enter the metal bath. And the moisture from the tree trunks evaporates, sucking the gas out of the metal at the same time. And that's very important, as the final cast bell must be made of a very pure metal, without air bubbles or gas. Schiller already wrote in his Song of the Bell, "Beautifully jagged is the fracture."
Every church congregation comes to see their bell be cast. It's part of the Grassmayr company's philosophy to open the doors of their bell foundry. After casting, it takes a week for the metal to solidify so that it can be fettled off.
There's an English saying, to be as surprised as a bell founder. That really says it all and conveys the tension before the bell is unpacked, whether the bell will be like the shape it was cast as. The special thing about our work is that what we make won't just give pleasure to people next week, but for the next 500 years. That means what we make now lasts an eternity.
Für die Ewigkeit.